This bad boy right here, y'all, it's a monster. But do I really think it's worth it? Let's get into this video.
Pass the controller, I love video games, Xbox, PlayStation, Nintendo, and Sega, boy. Really don't matter to me, man, who ready to play? Hold up, the GameHead got something to say.
What's up, you guys? First of all, did you guys know that Nintendo has sold over 3 million plus units, when it comes to the Nintendo Switch 2? I believe they did this in the first 3 or 4 days of the launch. That's amazing, you guys. That's mind-blowing. Because, when people were talking about this thing, we did not think it was going to be doing what it is doing right now. But anyways, you guys, thank you guys for tuning in and joining me. And with all that said, man, let's dive into my review of the Nintendo Switch 2. All right, you guys. So first of all, let's just talk about the elephant in the room. You already know the screen size, you guys. Of course, look at this. I mean, compared to my OLED here, the Switch 2 screen, this thing is huge. The whole console itself is huge compared to my OLED here. I mean, in fact, the screen is what, 7.9 inches. I mean, the screen is a 1080p LCD. I mean, but just look at this. I can fit this whole Nintendo Switch OLED into, the Switch 2 almost. I'm gonna pop the JoyCons off right here and just let you see it this way as well. Look at that. As I just place that screen basically into the other screen and still have lots of room left, you guys. So this is one of the things that really attracted me to the Nintendo Switch 2, screen size. And up next, you guys, is how bright the screen is on the Nintendo Switch 2 compared to the OLED and the Switch Lite. The OLED, in my opinion, it looks bright because of the OLED. The Switch Lite, not near as bright. When it comes to both of these consoles, you guys. And then my Switch 2, of course, it dims down. But here we go. I believe it is actually a little bit brighter. And maybe I can adjust some things in the settings, but we will see. And up next, you guys, as we take a look at the Switch Lite here, we can see that this is a full console. There's no JoyCons that you can snap on or snap off, or slide on or slide off. And when we take a look over here at the Nintendo Switch OLED, we can see that we can slide the JoyCons off. So the fact that, the JoyCons are different, you guys, when it comes to the Nintendo Switch 2, that's another thing that made me want to, grab this bad boy. I mean, as you look at it, they snap right off, and bam, the magnets, kind of pull them back together. So that is pretty sweet when it comes to the Nintendo Switch 2 as well. And another feature that gravitated me towards the Nintendo Switch 2 is the fact that they have mouse controls. A gimmick, if you will, that I have yet to try out. All right, you guys, and another thing that stands out to me, you guys, are the docks. As we take a look at the Nintendo Switch OLED dock here, it's a decent size, you guys. But as we look at it, it's kind of straight across here, slight curve towards the end. But as we check out the Nintendo Switch 2 dock, all matte black here, but it just curves around, you guys. It's much bigger, you guys. It's heavier. But as we, put them side by side here, we can tell that, the Switch 2 dock is bigger. I think it's sleeker as well. And as I lay it on top here, you can see the difference between the two docks. So, much bigger dock when it comes to the Nintendo Switch 2. Plus it has a fan in it as well. So most likely that plays a part in it being much bigger. All right, you guys. So up next, another thing we got to talk about here is game chat. As we look at the controller here on the Nintendo Switch 2, we can see it has the C button. And when pressed, you can start up voice chat with friends. As you can see here, I don't have mine fully set up at all yet. But when this is set up, you guys, like I said, you can chat with friends. You can use your camera as well. As of right now, this is something that is free for a limited time. But after this date right here, according to some of the sources I've been checking out, it's going to cost and require us to have, a Nintendo account to be able to chat with friends. And I don't believe that this should cost money, Nintendo. I think this should be thought over, because on PlayStation, on Xbox, you don't gotta pay to use this thing. You can chat with friends, you can send messages, you can do all of that. Up next, you guys, let's address another elephant, in my opinion. The kickstands, you guys. Oh my gosh, man. I mean, as we look at the Nintendo Switch 2, the kickstand is, it stretches across, it's pretty wide, if you will, but it's just missing all the area that this one is missing on the OLED. I mean, this is a whole solid piece. And, this one is just, thin. But it does well. It holds this bad boy up, but it looks like it would break in certain areas, if you will, if you dropped it. And versus this, it looks like the whole thing would have to pop out for it to break, but you probably could pop it back in. I think this could have been better, Nintendo. And next, you guys, let's talk about the sound. Man, the sound on the Switch OLED sounds great, but when it comes to the sound here on the Nintendo Switch 2, yeah, you can tell the difference. So the sound, you guys, is amazing. Whether it's, docked to your TV, whether it's in handheld, whether you got a set of headphones on, this thing sounds great. Also, you guys, before we move away from this screen, I can't help but talk about HDR. Look at all the colors and how they pop. The brightness is increased on the Nintendo Switch 2, and it shows those deeper blacks. Lastly, you guys, I want to talk about backwards compatibility. I got a game right here for the Nintendo Switch 1, or just the original Switch. Here is the cartridge to that game. And I'm going to take this cartridge, you guys, and put it into the Nintendo Switch 2. And in doing so, it should pop up on the screen here. And there it is, you guys. Now, as I get ready to click on the game itself, it should begin to start up. And there you have it, you guys. We can see that it works. Also, you guys, when it comes to Nintendo Switch 2 games that say Nintendo Switch 2 Edition on them, those can be played in the Nintendo Switch 2 and the original Nintendo Switch. So I guess you can call that backwards compatibility, something like that. So you guys, with all of that said, do I think the Nintendo Switch 2 is worth picking up? Yes and no, if that makes sense. Yes, because if you are ready to upgrade and you can afford the upgrade, go ahead. If you got that extra money that you got on hand and you can handle dropping it on a Nintendo Switch 2, be my guest. Go do it. But if not, and you are happy with your light, or even your OLED or your original Switch, keep that, because the JoyCons, yes, that's a plus. All the improvements they've done with that, the bigger screen, 7.9 inches, that's a plus. The HDR, that's a plus. But my thing is, how do you go from an OLED and just give us an LCD? Stuff like that. How do you go from a fat kickstand to this little skinny one on the back? But hey, all in all, this thing feels great in the hands. It's a beast. It's a monster. It's great to have. It's a lot bigger. Me, on the other hand, I would not have ever gotten this as quickly as I did, on launch day, if I didn't get almost $170 to $180 off. Yeah. So yeah, that's why I was able to pick that up. And that all had to do with, basically subscribers and people like you guys out there helping your boy out, So yeah, and my own doing as well. But yeah, I wouldn't have never done it if it wasn't for all of that. So, I mean, I think, like other people have even said, this is more like a Nintendo Switch Pro. Looks better, feels better, moves faster, deeper blacks. All in all, it's a good machine. I think there's going to take some more updates, some more AAA games, some more first-party games to really show off what this bad boy can really do, to make us feel more like this is the real Nintendo Switch 2, if that makes any sense. But other than that, it's good to have. I'm not gonna knock it all like that, but it's really good, especially if you can afford it. If not, just wait. Other than that, you guys like, comment, and subscribe. Share your thoughts on this video here. Let me know what you guys are thinking about the Nintendo Switch 2. Do you think it's a pro, basically? Do you think it's worth it? Let me know. Do you got one? Are you enjoying it? Because I'm enjoying mine, for the most part. Other than that, you guys know what else to do. Don't forget to share this video. See you later, baby. And don't forget to hit that bell button so you'll be notified when I'm doing new videos. Until next time, thank you guys for tuning in to GameHead. Peace.